And good morning from the Bud Bakewell Ice Rink as we are here for the start of the Hasek's Heroes season 24-25, year number 2 for the Hasek's Heroes travel team. And this year it is actually 3 travel teams, increasing from the one last year as the Hasek's Heroes youth program continues to build what it does here in the Western New York community. Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on the Nickel City Hockey Network for today's live coverage. Live from the 412 Communications broadcast booth, this is live coverage of Hasek's Heroes hockey on the Nickel City Hockey Network. My name is Aaron Elpern alongside Tobias Bell for the call this morning. And Tobias, excited to get things going here with the start of another Hasek's Heroes season and the possibilities that every kid gets to enjoy at the start of every season putting on the skates.
Yeah, it's really exciting seeing where this program is now from where it started, just more of a hockey camp, just kind of getting kids involved, to all the way to having not just one travel team but 3 travel teams. Super exciting for not just these kids but the entire city of Buffalo and the hockey community.
Really is the just saying enough about this program, the opportunity to give kids the chance to learn this game, to play and to grow within the sport of hockey without real concerns about the financial implications that are always there with this sport. Giving kids an opportunity to play the game where they might not have otherwise. It's certainly a noble cause, and we are certainly happy to be here as a part of it, giving you live play-by-play coverage of Hasek's Heroes hockey. We are ready to get underway with the 10U game, starting this morning with the 10U squad facing off against the Buffalo Regals. Thank you so much for joining us. We're underway here from the Bud Bakewell Ice Rink in Riverside Park, just north of downtown Buffalo. Regals finding control after the opening faceoff and moving it down the wall is Alexander Thomas, getting it deep into the Hasek's Heroes zone. Picked up there and started up ice by Hasek's Heroes as they look to gain control and move it through the neutral zone. Both teams vying for control just inside the Hasek's Heroes blue line. Heroes finding control down in the near corner. Nahan Howell trying to move it up the wall. Possession found there for the Heroes and a chance to move it up ice. This is Kingston Albert getting it through the neutral zone, at least close to the Regals blue line. But it's Thomas picking it up there again for the Regals, and he's got a little bit of a lane into the Heroes zone. Good defense as a couple different Heroes players converge on him to give Thomas not a whole lot of room to work with, but he finds it again. Now a backhand stuff attempt on the wraparound. Save is made. The first good opportunity of the game goes to the Regals, and it's Alexander Thomas that gets the backhand wraparound attempt, and a good save being made there by Aaron Chrisman, getting the first test of the day in net for Hasek's Heroes. Offsides along the Hasek's Heroes blue line, and we get a stoppage in play. Both teams making some line changes as we're a little bit more than a minute into the action this morning.
Yeah, great job by Alexander Thomas there, really pushing play to the net, creating things for the Regals, but Aaron Chrisman was there ready to shut it down.
Second shift out here for both squads as they get lined up for this neutral zone faceoff right along the Hasek's Heroes blue line. Players all coordinated now, ready for this drop just below our broadcast position. Looks like the Heroes actually won control of the draw, but it went right to a Regals stick, and they get it quickly into the zone. Regals with the puck in the near corner, back to the point. Puck gets past one player, but kept in there at the point. Nice play to make sure it stays in the zone by Evan Yorks. Moves it along the near wall to Caleb Milcheski. Yorks keeps it in again at the right point. Heroes now trying to just make sure they get it out of the zone, but it's kept in on the far side as some good pressure being kept on here by this second unit out on the ice for the Buffalo Regals this morning. Player gets taken down in the corner, but no call. Regals might have a drive towards the front of the net. Pass comes towards the mid slot, unable to get the shot away, and a good play by Aaron Chrisman to make sure he deflected that one towards the corner. Heroes finding possession in the near corner, playing it up the wall, looking to start the breakout. Good play there by Malcheski at the near boards as he made sure that puck didn't get out of the zone. The Regals continue to go to work here in the offensive end. Puck sliding towards the front of the net. Players driving towards that loose puck, trying to win that race for it. Ends up sliding to the side of the cage, and now right out in front towards Chrisman. Has to get right back into his position to deal with a quick shot from Caleb Malcheski. That one just barely goes wide.
Yeah, that missed by no more than a few inches.
Some speed coming out of the zone there, but a good defensive play at the blue line to make sure that there was no real lane. Now the Heroes finally get it into the offensive zone, looking for an opportunity from the far side. That shot just goes wide. Regals finding possession in the near corner. No real pass there being offered. Good pressure from the Hasek's Heroes forecheck, and the puck is just played down the ice. just barely goes far enough for icing, and the puck will come 200 feet back to the other end. 7:05 remaining in period number 1. Still no score between Hasek's Heroes and the Buffalo Regals.
Yeah, the Regals have definitely controlled the puck and play so far this game. We've spent most of it in the Hasek Heroes zone, but what the Hasek's Heroes are doing a great job of is condensing their defensive zone and keeping the Regals' chances to the outside.
Jaden Doyle on this draw for the Heroes. Bouncing puck in the circle, and it's going to be a Regals player coming out of there with it. Almost kicked it ahead to himself. Nice play there by Jackson, unable to really run it down, though. Puck sliding back in towards the near corner of the Regals zone. A lot of room there to start the breakout. Good cut there around the side of the net to get that towards the mid-lane slot. Regals again find possession and look to start the breakout here on the near side. Pass is played up the wall by Wyatt Casper. He's got Jackson there cutting through the neutral zone. Jackson on the far side has a lot of room to go to work here in the offensive zone. Fires a shot towards the net. Good defense there as two different Hasek's Heroes players in front of the cage, making sure that shot didn't get through. Puck is kept in at the far point. Heroes with a second attempt to make sure the puck gets out. This time it does find some neutral zone ice, but 4 different Regals players back in good defensive position, clogging the neutral zone and finding possession themselves. They send it right back into the O zone and look to get that forecheck going again. Lazor up the near side. Good play by Casper to keep it in at the right point. 2-on-1. Battle for a loose puck, and the Regals find possession again. Casper walking it in from the right point position. Casper towards the slot, takes a shot. Great save by Crispin. Second shot opportunity. Good play by the defenders for Hasek's Heroes to get that one out of danger. Heroes maybe with a bit of a rush opportunity here in transition. Just barely offsides, though, as they gain the blue line. Both teams moving quickly in transition. Regals coming back well to make sure they had that one defended. Heroes just barely in across the blue line offsides. 6:04 now remaining in a scoreless first period.
Yeah, Crispin made an awesome save there. Got some help from his D on the rebound, and the Heroes were able to turn that into a breakout. Unfortunately, couldn't stay on the right side of the blue line.
Battle for a loose puck after the draw. Heroes finding control of it. This is Kingston Albert. Albert across the blue line tries to spin a move around the defender. Good play there, making sure there was no real lane to work with by Skylar Black. Puck taken away by Albert. Now he has a lane. Kingston Albert on the breakaway with the backhand, and he scores! Coach Joe Lotempio talked about Kingston Albert as being a potential impact player for the Heroes this season. Second shift of the year, he already makes his impact seen on home ice with a pretty goal on the backhand. It's 1-0 Heroes with 5:41 to go in the first period.
Well, Kingston Albert showed off a lot of different skills there, starting with the defense on the turnover, then the speed to burn the defenseman, and the hands to beat the goaltender. What a fantastic display of talent by Kingston Albert.
Kingston Albert doing the work there alone to create in the neutral zone and then finish in the offensive end. Looking to go to work again here as the faceoff is dropped in the neutral zone, and he goes to work on the forecheck. Puck comes free. Albert finds control of it again. Cuts through 3 different Regals defenders. Albert might have a bit of a lane to the backhand again. Did it get through? No, it didn't.
What a
Great save by the netminder there as Victoria Dumovic slides over, makes the stop. Looked like she got a little bit of help from her defenders, keeping that one from getting across the line. It stays a 1-0 Hasek's Heroes lead, but oh my, what a shift there from Kingston Albert.
Yeah, he is clearly going to be a problem for the Regals all game long, but good job by Victoria Dumovic. Learning from the first one, he tried the same move. She wasn't going to get beat twice.
Fresh set of lines out here for this neutral zone faceoff, right in front of the Regals bench. Puck comes up the wall as the Heroes try to get it across the blue line. Back toward the Heroes blue line now as Lazor tries to play it up the wall. Howell picking it up there, looking for a pass with some good forecheck pressure by the Regals. 2 different players now driving towards the front of the net, looking to set up something there. This is Kylie Klein looking to get that shot away. Puck comes free towards the slot. Backhand pass in front. Battle for a loose puck in front of the Hasek's Heroes cage. Howell taking that one away and making sure the puck gets out towards the boards. Puck at the point now, and the Regals keep it in. Continuing to put some pressure on with this shift. Puck comes towards the slot. Backhand opportunity. That one looked like it hit a Hasek's Heroes skate and then deflected wide. Nahan Howell getting in the way of that one, making sure that shot didn't get in on the netminder. Puck comes back through the neutral zone. This is Yorks and Howell trying to win that race for it. Howell's the one that finds control, but he can't get the shot away. And the first attempt, but he does find control of it again. A spinning shot there in the forehand. Nice save there by Dumovic. Howell plays it towards the front of the net again. That one hits a skate, so it doesn't make it to its intended target. And now this is going to be Jason Wagner moving it in transition. Wagner with some pressure on him. Good defensive back pressure from the Heroes. Four different players making sure they were back into the defensive zone, making sure that the Regals didn't have numbers in the offensive end of the ice. This one, however, will slide slowly back towards the Regal zone. That one will go for an icing call. Stoppage and play coming with 3:43 remaining in a 1-0 first period. Heroes with the early first goal.
Yeah, it's been a great period so far. The Regals really controlled play early on, but after the goal by Albert, Hasek Heroes seems to have found their legs a little bit and are crawling back into this one. Of course, they also have the lead.
Our broadcast this morning brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. Loose puck scrambled for in the near corner. As it comes back towards the point, Regals finding control along the wall. Comes away from the wall, and the Regals make sure it moves towards the front of the net. Nice play, though. Three different Hasek Heroes players making sure that they formed almost a wall there, keeping that puck from getting towards the slot. And now the Heroes get an opportunity in the offensive end. Puck in the near corner. Two Regals players over there first to it. They managed to clear the zone. Now they find control of it with Nietzsche along the red line. Nietzsche to Melcheski. Melcheski to the blue line. Player doing a good job staying on side on the far side. Now Melcheski drives it up the right wing wall. Shot attempt towards the net. Good play by a Hasek Heroes defender to get in the way of that one and make sure it doesn't get to the cage. Again on the far side, some good defensive positioning there for the Heroes as they force a turnover and move it out towards the blue line. Just crosses the blue line before being brought back in across. Regals guilty of an offsides infraction, and we get a stoppage in play now with 2:43 to go in the first period.
Yeah, coming to the end of the period, the Regals are clearly hungry to tie it up. They're trying to get everything they can to the net on Aaron Chrisman, but so far Hasek Heroes defense has been able to hold them short of that tying mark.
Face off right in front of the Heroes bench as players get properly lined up for this draw. Late in period number one, it's a 1-0 Hasek Heroes lead. Nahan Howell running down a loose puck in his own zone, but he's got some pressure on him there. Puck comes towards the slot into a dangerous area. Two Regals players run into each other, however. They still have an opportunity to get a shot away as the Heroes defenders converge, making sure that there's no real free space to let a shot go. Puck comes back towards the slot. Two players from each side try to find possession. It's going to be Lazor, the player that ends up coming out of there, but another good play on the forecheck as the Regals create another turnover. Working down low now. Regals trying to find that pass out towards the front of the net, unable to really set something up there, but Jackson finds control out towards the top of the circle. Albert trying to skate that one out of the zone, but he can't find possession as the Regals try to get themselves free of that defensive pressure from Hasek Heroes in the mid-slot. They do finally find some space, and they let the shot go. This one sneaks through, and the Regals are on the board. Finding the back of the net is number 87, Lucas Jackson.
And that's very fitting because that whole shift really stemmed from an early keep that Lucas Jackson had on the wall. About a minute and a half later, he gets the puck on his stick in a prime scoring spot, and that's exactly what he does. He scores and ties this game up 1-1 here as we close out the first period.
Hat tip to that line from the Regals, not getting frustrated by the Hasek Heroes defensive structure. Really didn't give them a whole lot of room to work with. They had the puck in the mid-slot a couple of different occasions on that offensive zone exchange. There was just too much pressure to really get a good shot away. In the end, though, Jackson found the room, let the shot go, and had just enough on it to get it past Chrisman, who made the initial save, just trickles over the blue line, or the goal line rather, and it's a 1-1 game as we approach a minute and a half to go in period one. Regals back to work in the offensive zone. Pass towards the mid-slot. That one goes between a couple of different players, and now the Heroes will have a chance to start it up ice here on the near wall. Reversing course now to start the breakout behind the net. Puck starting up the far side now. Pass is intercepted. This is Melcheski driving towards the slot for the Regals. Two different Heroes players there to make sure there's no room. They get it to the blue line, now trying to make sure it gets out, but it's kept in there at the blue line as Kowalski with a chance to let a shot go. Gets a lot on it. Finds some room between the far post and the netminder. That one's in the back of the net. 2 quick goals from the Regals, and now it's 2-1.
Yeah, and Kowalski let a fist pump go after that goal, letting his teammates know that he had them up on the scoreboard. So quick turn of events as with 2 minutes to go in the period, the Hasek Heroes had a 1-0 lead. Now with just a minute to go, they find themselves trailing 2-1.
Any observer of this sport will tell you it can change quickly, and there's a perfect example. 2 goals in less than 40 seconds. And just when it looked like the Hasek Heroes squad was going to be ready to take a lead into the intermission, it's a quick reversal of fortunes, and the Regals now with a 2-1 lead, under a minute to go in period 1. Puck just inside the Heroes' blue line as Lazor plays it up the wall. Good work there by the Heroes to win a 2-on-1 battle there, making sure they outnumbered their opponent for that loose puck battle along the far wall, but good work by the Regals to make sure there's no real room to work with to get that puck up ice. Howell now having to go back into the near corner. Regals finding possession. They might get a late opportunity in the period, and they do, letting the shot go. Wyatt Casper finds the back of the net. 3 quick goals now from the Regals late in the period, and it is a 3-1 Regals lead as they are taking advantage of some opportunities in the Heroes zone. But the key here is they're making sure that they make no mistake when they get those chances.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. Things really can turn around quickly, and just like that, we have a 3-1 hockey game. Hasek Heroes needs to find a way to thwart the pressure back towards the Regals.
Heroes win control of this neutral zone faceoff, but it's the Regals quickly sending it up ice, looking to set up some last bit pressure here late in the first period as we're under 15 seconds remaining in the frame. Lazor plays it up the near wall, now banked off the near boards and into the neutral zone. 5 seconds to go in the period. Maybe time for one last shot on goal. Really nice defensive play, though, making sure that there was no room to get that shot away. Vaughn Redeye getting stick on puck before that shot was let go. That's how period number 1 will come to a close. It is a 3-1 lead in favor of the Buffalo Regals.
Yeah, that period definitely started and ended with a lot of pressure and commanding play from the Regals. But throughout the middle of the period, we did see Hasek Heroes make a push, almost taking the lead. And they're going to have to get back to that game that they were playing throughout the middle of the period if they're going to stay in this one.
It's a 3-1 game. Kingston Albert with the game's first goal early on in period number 1. After a quick start from the Regals, but they were unable to find the back of the net behind Aaron Chrisman. It was the Albert goal, Kingston Albert getting the first marker of the game, making it a 1-0 lead for the Heroes, but the quick response in the last minute and a half of period number 1, 3 different goals from the Regals, and it is a 3-1 game as we head into period number 2. Appreciate you joining us this morning as our broadcast today brought to you by Buffalo Golf and Social, Western New York's leading indoor golf facility with simulators, lessons, and leagues. Buffalo Golf and Social is the area's best destination for year-round practice and instruction. Locations downtown Buffalo and in Orchard Park. Book your next event at Buffalo Golf and Social.
Yeah, we'll see if the Heroes are able to get back to their game here. They showed it to themselves and to everyone here that they can compete with this Regals team, but obviously this Regals team has a lot of firepower and can put a few goals up quick, just like we saw them do at the end of the first.
Second period action underway. Heroes with a quick start to the period, and they're into the offensive zone as the shot is taken from just inside the top of the circle. Nice save there, Victoria Dumovic. Now the whole lot being tested after that quick exchange. 2 different chances from Kingston Albert, including the goal for the Heroes. Good save there, making sure she's staying fresh and ready to go. Battle for a loose puck in the neutral zone. Nietzsche unable to control that one, at least on the first attempt. Now plays it towards the blue line. Comes sliding back through the neutral zone, and now the Heroes with a chance. A little bit of a lane here for Howell. Howell behind the defense, lets the wrist shot go. Great save with the blocker. Dumovic, good positioning there, getting out on top of the crease and getting that blocker hand on that puck to make the save. Puck comes towards the blue line and out as the Regals now look to set up some offensive zone time. Howell back on the defensive end of things, making sure that there was not a whole lot of time to be spent in the Heroes zone. And now the Heroes look to go towards the offensive end of things. Good play by the Regals to make sure that there were 4 different players back along their own blue line. They send it back through the neutral zone, but this one's going to be offsides at the Hasek Heroes blue line as the shot comes after the whistle. And we'll get a stoppage in play now. 10:47 to go in period number 2. Regals with the 3-1 lead.
Yeah, a couple good scoring chances from the Hasek Heroes there. Unfortunately for them, Victoria Dumovic stood tall and held them both at bay, but that's the game the Heroes need to play if they're going to crawl back in here.
Face-off is right in front of the Regals bench, as both teams now set up and ready to go. Puck comes towards the near side. We have a player offsides for the Regals, so we're going to get another stoppage in play. You heard the Regals fans trying to implore their players to get back onto the proper side of the blue line from up here in the broadcast booth. Unable to get back to the blue line before it's an offsides infraction, so we'll redo the face-off from this side of the neutral zone.
Yeah, just a little breakaway hungry. We've all been there.
Jackson finding control of
what
the
a
ball,
move.
makes a great move and gets in alone, lets the shot go over the shoulder of the goaltender. What a pretty move to get free from Lucas Jackson, and he finishes with a great shot, his second of the game. It's now 4-1 Regals.
Yeah, Jackson's letting that shot be known all around South Buffalo as his second of the game goes top shelf over the right shoulder of goaltender Chrisman. So a 4-1 lead now for the Buffalo Regals.
Impressive play to get the motor going quickly after that neutral zone faceoff. Jackson won the draw himself, got himself moving quickly, and made that one quick move, a couple of steps inside the blue line to get himself free of the defender. From there, it was nothing but white ice between him and the netminder, and a great shot to finish that one off, making it a 4-1 game in favor of the Regals. Ready now for another neutral zone faceoff in front of the Regals bench yet again.
Yeah, almost a Nathan McKinnon-like acceleration from Jackson on that goal.
Puck played forward by the Regals, heading in towards the Hasek Heroes net. Crispin sets it up for his defenseman. Mazur up the far boards, kept in at the point. Only for a moment, though, as Albert creates a turnover and now looks to skate it up the far wall. Albert gets it across the blue line, but a good defensive play to make sure he doesn't have a whole lot of room to work with there. And the Regals move it back through the neutral zone before Hasek's Heroes finds control along the red line and sends it back into the Regal zone. Regals starting the breakout. D-to-D pass, moving it from the near side to the far side. Now played up the wall. Jackson trying to run this one down. He's going to get another breakaway opportunity, this time unable to hit the net as he took that quick snapshot. Maybe just a piece of it did Crispin get. Either way, another opportunity for Jackson on this shift, as he's already got two in this game, looking for that third. Puck comes slowly back into the Regal zone. Albert putting some pressure on the defenseman. Casper picks it up in the far corner and plays it up the wall. Moves that one up to Malky, and Malky plays it up the wall further, but they're unable to get it across the blue line. Now they have to retreat to their own blue line and play a little bit of defense. Good play to keep Hasek's Heroes from entering the zone. Jackson now with a chance to get another opportunity on this shift. This time the defense doesn't give him a whole lot of room to work with. Nice play by Lazor to make sure there was not a whole lot of room to work with on that rush for Jackson. Already a dangerous shift. And this one almost was another opportunity for the Regals, as it was Parker Dolf with a lot of speed catching that pass and winding it up into the offensive zone. Just barely offsides was his teammate there a couple steps away from him. And game of inches, that case it's a couple of inches that keep the Regals from another opportunity.
Yeah, they just got caught in the middle of a change, weren't able to get back on the right side of the blue line in time, but Jackson really showed himself off that shift, and you know he's looking for the hat trick.
Referees making sure players are in their proper spots for this neutral zone faceoff below our broadcast position. 8:57 to go in period number 2. It's a 4-1 lead for the Buffalo Regals. Puck is down for this neutral zone draw as the players scramble for possession. Banked off the near boards and now played forward. This is Hamden Elmu's making sure that one moves up towards the Regals blue line, but it's going to be Von Redeye catching it there and trying to play it forward, but there's some pressure now coming toward the Regals net. Good play by the netminder Dumovic to make sure that one didn't sit in front of her for very long. A little bit of body contact here on the near side. That's going to draw the attention of a referee. Arm is up, and we have the penalty being issued there for the body check, as the in a few years, that one's going to be a perfectly delivered check to knock the player off the puck. In this case, though, still before checking starts at this level. So that one's going to be a minute-and-a-half penalty against the Hasek's Heroes squad and an opportunity with the man advantage for the Regals.
Yeah, and as we've seen, this Regals offense can get going and get going very quickly, so it'll be interesting to see what their power play looks like here and how Hasek Heroes plan on defending it.
So the faceoff will come to the blocker side of the Heroes netminder, Aaron Chrisman. And we get the power play advantage. First one of the game, this one going to the Buffalo Regals. Puck comes towards the front of the net. 3 different Heroes players there, making sure that there isn't much room to work with on the power play there. But they're unable to clear the zone as Von Redeye keeps it in at the left point. Pass comes across the blue line but doesn't leave the zone, just slowly fluttering there. Good play to make sure it doesn't leave the zone. And now the Regals setting up possession again. Puck comes across the blue line. This time it will be an offsides as the Regals getting a little bit crossed up there on the power play. Looked like a couple of different players had the net in mind there as they had possession of it just inside the blue line. Just couldn't quite get the coordination properly set up there. Ends up resulting in an offsides play and ultimately results in a faceoff right in front of the Regals bench.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication between 2 players there, showing why talking to your teammates on the ice is all so important.
Coaches will tell you there's never such a thing as too much communication on the ice. Perfect example of it right there, as maybe a little bit more communication could end up with some extended zone time for the Regals. Power play continues for the Regals, 45 seconds to go with the man advantage. As the puck's here in the near corner, 2 different Hasek Heroes players find possession of it, now looking to get it clear. Played up the far wall. Heroes player getting to it quickly, but there are 3 different Regals players there just trying to decide what to do on the clear. Good play to get it towards the blue line by Howell. Now gets a little bit of help to get it all the way to the blue line, but kept in, at least on that first attempt by Wagner. Eventually played up ice and moved through the neutral zone as Hasek gets the big clear. Jaskula making sure that play moved all the way into the Regals' end. Now just 9 seconds to go in this Hasek Heroes penalty. Heroes creating a turnover, firing a shot from the far dot. Good save made by Dumovic as the shorthanded opportunity was realized there from Hasek Heroes. Good save made is really the only chance on that power play. Belonged to Hasek Heroes, now just 1 second to go in the man advantage.
Yeah, good job by Dumovic staying ready and not just making the initial save, but also keeping it right in front of her to cover up and kill any potential second chance that the Heroes could have gotten.
Face-off in the offensive zone now for Hasek Heroes is our broadcast this morning, brought to you by 412 Communications, the new gold standard for digital media solutions. 412communications.com to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. Break opportunity here for the Regals. Shot taken, the save's made initially, but it gets through the netminder, and now it's a 5-1 lead as a hard shot taken on the breakaway by Nietzsche, as it was a lot of speed through the neutral zone and then making sure to slow down enough to get the proper aim on the shot. Great work by the Regals in transition, now 5-1.
Yeah, Nietzsche was not messing around with any fancy dangles. He got himself inside the slot, wound up, took the biggest shot he could, and it found the back of the net.
Looked like Chrisman got a decent piece of it, though. Just unable to keep that momentum of the shot from getting all the way through and finding the back of the net. Regals offense opportunistic there in transition, quickly getting it up ice, getting the opportunity with numbers, making no mistake as they've done such a good job of throughout this game, now building a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, and a good reaction by Chrisman. As you saw, he got the piece of the shot, but just really more of a test of how hard the shot was, that even with how much of it he got, it still managed to go through and into the net.
I think Nietzsche, there's nothing he would want back on that shot. That's all he has on that one. He's going to feel really good about that one for the rest of the day, if not all weekend.
Yeah, he hit the sweet spot for sure.
Heroes get it towards the far corner, now looking to set up some offensive pressure. Good play at the point by Lazor to make sure that one stays in the zone. Now towards the near corner. Regals the first one to it, but they can't get it past the forecheck pressure on the near wall. Albert trying to gain that middle ice. Finds control of the puck, now driving it towards the slot on his forehand. A couple different defenders getting in his way, keeping that shot from getting through. 6 minutes to go in period number 2 as a good response shift here from the Heroes as they spent a good bit of time here in the offensive zone after giving up that goal about a minute ago. Regals now clear the zone. Lazor's going to have to go back to his own end to set up the breakout. Zor in front of his own net. Bit of a dangerous play there, but a lot of confidence in carrying it into that dangerous area. Puck comes towards the point. Good play as it's kept in by Vaughn Redeye at the left point. He's done that several times throughout this game. Albert in the far corner. Some good forecheck pressure by the Regals as they create a loose puck. Now looking to go to work down low. Nietzsche unable to get that one towards the front, but creates a loose puck and takes a shot. Doesn't miss that far post by a whole lot. Regals finding possession again. I think we might have too many players on the ice here for the Regals.
Yes, we do.
It looked like there was a little bit premature on the change. The player came off the bench before the offensive player came onto the bench, and the Heroes are going to get a chance with a power play here as the personnel got a little bit mixed up there for the Regals, and the too many players on the ice penalty is going to give the Heroes a chance to chip away at this 5-1 lead.
Yeah, we talked about earlier how important communication is on the ice, equally important on the bench, as you see either the coaches or the players themselves on the bench got mixed up with each other, and somehow 6 ended up on the ice.
So we're going to get a power play opportunity for Hasek's Heroes. Face-off coming up to the right of Victoria Dumovic. Neither team really winning possession of that face-off. Good play by the Heroes to find control of that. Now get the power play set up with a D-to-D pass. Howell at the right point. 3 different Regals players on him, but he still manages to get a pass across to the slot. Howell now providing some puck support there. Unable to keep it in at the blue line, but they send it right back in across the blue. It's going to be offsides, however, against Hasek's Heroes, so the face-off will come right below our broadcast position along the Regals blue line. 4:49 to go in period 2, a minute 8 to go in this Hasek's Heroes power play.
Yeah, the Heroes are going to have to get a little more pressure if they're going to create some danger on this power play.
And a player to keep an eye on out there taking the face-off for the Regals is the ever-dangerous Lucas Jackson. He's got a couple goals here in this game. I'm sure he's got the shorthanded marker in mind for that third one. Good forecheck pressure, though, from the Heroes. Howell with possession along the far boards, winding it up and driving towards the slot. Has a player down low, feeds it towards the front. Good play by Dumovic to fall on top of that one before there was a chance in front of the net for the Hasek's Heroes power play.
Yeah, really smart play by Dumovic freezing that one as the Heroes were in between her and the Regals defense, so she just kills that play and starts over.
It's one of those decisions that a goalie has to make. Do you come out and play it or just wait for the shot? Good instincts and decisiveness there from Dumovic to make sure that there was no doubt about the right play on that one, covering it up and make sure there was no real chance for the Heroes power play. Regals win the faceoff, now looking to move it up ice here on the near wall. Shipped towards the blue line, but kept in. Nice play along the offensive zone blue line by Jaden Doyle. Regals find possession, though, now circling the net and getting the clear. This one's going to come slowly back towards the Hasek's Heroes zone. Will it go far enough for icing? Yes, it will. Those of you watching at home that may be wondering why that's an icing on a penalty kill, the USA Hockey rules that have been in place for several years now, that is one of the ones that's a little bit different from maybe a lot of the levels that some folks are potentially used to watching. That one's going to be an icing call against the Regals, and they'll have to come back down into their own zone and deal with the defensive zone draw now with 21 seconds to go in the Heroes power play.
Yeah, I believe this is the 4th year of that rule. Along with it is the automatic offsides, and what you might not know about is that actually goes all the way up to the 18U level. So it's not just our 10U kids doing that, but all of youth hockey in America is following those.
Just takes that moment to get used to again. If you're used to watching games at either the NHL level, college level, it's just a different look that you usually say, okay, good play, good way to clear it on that on the penalty kill. In this case, though, there's a little bit of a penalty to it as the Regals have to get the proper personnel now for this defensive zone draw. Everything is set to go. 4:02 to go in period number 2 as the Regals win possession. Skating it towards the near wall. Building ahead of steam through the neutral zone is Dolt, but unable to maintain control of that one as he neared the Hasek's Heroes blue line. Heroes now finding possession. Cutting through the middle of the neutral zone. With possession there was Jaskula, but unable to get it through the slot where he'd have a shooting opportunity. Regals penalty coming to a conclusion there just as a shot is taken from the high slot. kicking the right pad out and making the save is Dumovic, and it stays a 5-1 lead in favor of the Regals.
Yeah, Dumovic displaying some good athleticism, kicking the right pad out and making that save look a lot easier than it probably was.
Today's second period action sponsored by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. Visit militello.com for current listings for office, industrial, retail, or investment properties. Regals win possession of their defensive zone draw and get it towards the point. Howell stepping in from his blue line position to put some pressure on, but it's not going to be enough to keep Kowalski moving through the offensive zone. Gets it to Dolp, who cuts around one defender. Heroes players, though, back with all 5 players inside the defensive zone, making sure that there was no real glorious shot attempt there for the Regals. Regals, though, find possession on the far side. Albert playing it to the point, but it's kept in. Played now out of the zone, and Red Eye's going to have to retreat into the neutral zone as they look to regroup here and send it back in across the Heroes' blue line. Red Eye just waits to dump it into the offensive zone as eventually his players cleared the zone, and now they look to set up some pressure in the near corner. Played up the near side. Dolp intercepting a pass as he gets those feet moving, driving it towards the front of the net. Shot attempt goes wide as Nahan Howell plays it back towards the near side of the defensive zone. 2 Heroes players over there as they try to get the breakout wound up. Pass comes towards the front of the net, quickly played out of danger, but it's kept in at the point by the Regals. Wagner feeds that pass along, has a player down low. Good play to take that one away by Kingston Albert. He just makes sure that one leaves the zone, now trying to hunt it down before it ends up going far enough for an icing. Puck trickling far enough, it's not going to be an icing as Albert picks it up in the corner. Looks to drop a pass off, but nobody there, but 3 different Regals defenders as they look to get it back up ice quickly. Howell, though, steps in from the point position to get it back to Albert. Howell now just inside the left point, plays it towards the front, creates a loose puck himself. Nahan Howell lets the shot go. Great save, though, as Dumovic makes the stop with the left arm. Back towards the front of the net. Good defense as the Regals converge to make sure there's no second attempt, but Albert creates another loose puck. Now looking to drive towards the front of the net. Forehand, backhand, just can't maintain possession long enough to get the shot on goal. Puck comes back towards the front again, as this is a really strong shift from the Heroes, looking to get that second goal of the game. Dumovic standing tall, though, making 3 or 4 saves on that exchange and keeping it a 5-1 game. Back into the Hero zone as we approach a minute to go in period number 2. Puck comes back through the neutral zone. Regals changing. Heroes unable to get that break opportunity that looked like they might have with the potential numbers there in the neutral zone. Puck trickles back towards Yorks just inside the blue line. Yorks now playing it up ice with some pressure on. Good play to make sure that that one got up ice to Thomas. Thomas with the pass towards the slot. Can't quite get that one along to Wagner, but it's kept in as Thomas does some good work there on the forecheck, making sure that that puck didn't leave the zone. 3-on-1 down low here for the Regals. Can't get the pass out towards the front of the net, but they still have possession. Wagner looking for that passing opportunity. Has a man in front, just couldn't quite get it on the tape. Heroes now looking to clear the zone with 18 seconds to go in the period. This one's going to be far enough for icing. Whistle blows to blow the play dead. 13 seconds to go in the period. It's going to be plenty of time for the Regals to get one more offensive zone opportunity set up. Face-off is going to come to the right of Aaron Crispin. This is one of 2 Hasek's Heroes games this morning. Actually, it is Hasek's Heroes against Buffalo Regals in both games. It will be the 12U squads taking on each other at 11:30 this morning. Be sure to tune in for that game later on today on the Nickel City Hockey Network, as we are proud to continue to bring you live coverage of Hasek's Heroes hockey all season long on NCHN. Late change here from the Heroes before this defensive zone draw. And it's going to be Nietzsche and Albert for the face-off. Puck comes towards the slot. Opportunity for the Regals to get a shot away. Great play to get a block as Ethan Lazor getting the body in front of that one to keep the shot from getting on goal. Puck comes towards the near boards as the horn sounds the end of period 2. Another strong period from the Regals as they extend their lead. It is now 5-1 after 2 periods of play in favor of the Buffalo Regals.
Yeah, the Regals picked up right where they left off at the beginning of this period and really just hammered down on the Hasek Heroes team. However, they were able to get going a little bit at the end, led by Howell and Kingston Albert. So we'll see if the Heroes can carry that into the third, try to claw their way back into this one.
5-1 is the lead for the Regals. Going to step away here for about 30 seconds and be back with period number 3 on the Nickel City Hockey Network.
I created Buffalo Golf and Social for one reason: to create a space that's different and unique from any other golf facility you've ever been to. It's a place to learn, and it's a place to enjoy. You ready?
About set to go for third period action from the Bud Bakewell Ice Rink at Riverside Park in Buffalo, New York. Hasek's Heroes and the Buffalo Regals squaring off here in 10U play. It is a 5-1 lead in favor of the Buffalo Regals after 2 periods of play. Thank you for joining us on the Nickel City Hockey Network from the 412 Communications broadcast booth. My name is Aaron Elpern alongside Tobias Bell for the call of this morning's game. Destiny Kosner, our videographer this morning, as we're set to go for period number 3. Heroes looking to claw their way back into this one. It's a 5-1 lead in favor of the Regals. Puck is down, and we're underway here in third period play as we get going here in the third. 5-1 is the lead, as mentioned, in favor of the Regals. It was actually Hasek's Heroes getting the game's first goal, as Kingston Albert got the Heroes on the board early in period number 1. Since then, though, Regals have found their footing and have gotten all 5 of the last goals scored in this game. They have the 5-1 lead as we are early in period 3.
Yeah, and 2 of those coming from Lucas Jackson. Of course, we'll be seeing him a lot this third period as he tries to get some hats on the ice.
Heroes find control here along the near side, slowly into the offensive zone. Good play to make sure that one doesn't go far enough for icing. 2 different Heroes on the forecheck. Albert comes out with it, but a really good defensive play. Nietzsche getting stick on puck and a very nice poke check, almost getting it all the way out of the zone. Good play by Lazor to keep it in. Takes the shot from the far side, and another save by Dumovic, who has been excellent since the game's first shot got past her. Everything she's stopped since then, and another save right there as Dumovic makes 2 different saves on that exchange early in the third. Puck kept in by the Heroes. Comes towards the blue line and fed down low as they look to set up some pressure in the far circle. Puck comes towards the near point. Nietzsche again battling to get that puck out of the zone for the Regals, but Lazor keeps it in yet again. Albert now has that loose puck, just can't maintain control long enough to get a shot away. Albert against the far boards. Pass towards the front. 3 different Regals players there in the way, however, and they get the clear. Now look to get some offense going. Nietzsche carries it in across the blue line, but offsides is his teammate, and we get the stoppage in play. Face-off coming to the right of our broadcast position. 10:26 now remaining in the third.
Yeah, and again, just looking for a breakaway, but unfortunately the blue line had other ideas, so we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone to the Hasek Heroes side of the ice.
At this level, it's still a lot about education about the sport, making sure that everybody not only knows what they're doing in terms of the X's and O's and all the little details that you have to do physically out there skating and handling the puck, but you always kind of have that little bit of reinforcement of the rules, some of the little details of the game. Sometimes need that all the way up to the college level and beyond.
Yes, so some players learn easier than others, that's for sure.
Regals back to work here in the offensive zone. Finding control down low. Letting the shot go is Jackson as he's looking for his third of the game, unable to find the cage with that wrist shot. Kept going by the Regals on the far side. Pass comes towards the mid slot. Now back to the point. The shot doesn't get through, but Jackson sets up a teammate there in the mid slot. Good defense, making sure there's not a whole lot of room to get a shot away. Jackson finding control of a loose puck again. Has a little bit of room to let a shot go. Just can't sneak it inside the near post. Looked to be trying the quick sneak attack shot there, but unable to find the cage with it.
Didn't miss by much, though. He almost got it.
Regals forecheck again, putting some pressure on.
Good D.
Behind the Hasek's Heroes cage, but a really good play is now Howell has nothing but white ice in front of him. Nahan Howell in alone, lets the shot go. Save is made. Dumovic with another stop. That has been a series of saves now for the Regals netminder, shutting the door after the first Hasek's Heroes shot got past her. And now the Regals look to move in transition, but it's going to be an offsides play along the Heroes' blue line. Looked like the Heroes were about ready to start chipping away at that lead. Victoria Dumovic obviously with other ideas.
Yeah, and she's getting some praise from her bench right now as they're thanking her for really saving their bacon on that shift. That was as clear cut as a breakaway can be, almost equivalent to a penalty shot, and she stood tall and held this game at 5-1.
It was further than a penalty shot, if anything. It looked like he had nothing but breakaway there from his own blue line, if not short of his own blue line. Howell doing some good defensive work to create the loose puck and then really wind it up with some speed. Just couldn't get it past Dumovic at the end.
And that wasn't a bad move or a bad shot by Howell either. He certainly made the most of that breakaway. Just Dumovic stood tall and was ready.
So ready to go here for another face-off along the Hasek's Heroes blue line, right in front of the Heroes bench. 8:58 now remaining in third period play. As the puck comes towards the wall, players converge there as they try to find possession of it. Nice play getting from the knees back up to the feet, moving that puck up ice. That's not an easy thing to do at any age level. Regals starting the breakout. Moving it along the near wall, but unable to get it out of the zone. Really good play at the point. Jaden Doyle now looking to create something as Doyle's shot let go from the hash marks. Dumovic making another stop. Doyle with a nice play at the blue line to keep the Regals from getting the clear, and then went to work offensively. And right away, that's the hardest thing to do. You can make a play to get that loose puck, but then having the wherewithal to go after that loose puck and get something created offensively. Excellent play there by Jaden Doyle.
Yeah, and he was almost rewarded with a goal, unfortunately. Again, the story of the game, Dumovic stood tall.
Puck comes towards the slot. Two different Regals players are quickly there to it, and Holdsworth moves it along to a teammate. Across the blue line, good defensive back pressure as slowing things down. There were two different Heroes defenders. They end up using that pressure to create a loose puck, and now it's in the corner where Lazor looks to start the breakout. Comes up the near wall, but only Regals players there to intercept that one. This is going to be Milcheski in the near corner. Back to the point. Doesn't get all the way to the point man, and now an opportunity for some speed for Hasek's Heroes through the neutral zone. Good defensive pressure as there were four different players back on that play, keeping the that break from really coming together for Nolan McDonald. Still, McDonald gets it into the offensive zone, and now getting a little bit of help there as Jaden Doyle picks up the loose puck just inside the blue line. Regals get the clear, however. Could be an opportunity with some speed, but some really good defensive back pressure to create a loose puck. So it might be a penalty, though, coming up on the Heroes. It is a delayed penalty, but what a save made there by Aaron Chrisman on the delayed call. There was still an odd man rush opportunity. Shot taken from about 15 feet in front of Chrisman. Makes a really solid save with the right arm. Stays a 5-1 lead, but this one's going to be a slashing penalty against the Heroes. So a penalty kill opportunity for Hasek's Heroes now, a chance to grow the lead for the Regals.
Yeah, pretty clear slash there, so a good call by the referee, but the play was not over, like you said, and Aaron Chrisman kept this game at 5-1.
Sometimes you don't see that penalty called if the team with possession of the puck still maintains possession. On that play, they still had the chance to get the shot away. Chrisman with a very solid save to keep his team from giving up the goal there. And they almost have something there shorthanded as it's Kingston Albert getting control of a loose puck, letting a shot go from the lower part of the circle. Again, Victoria Dumovic making another stop, keeping this one a 5-1 game.
Yeah, and I think if he could have a do-over there, he would have held on to the puck a little longer and taken it to the net, but regardless, a good opportunity for Kingston Albert and the Hasek's Heroes.
Albert tries to take the shot right off the face-off. It ends up going just wide. And now Albert retreating into the neutral zone. Nice play there as he gets right into the perfect position to create another turnover. Now he might have a chance offensively. Excellent play, though. Two different Regals making sure they were disciplined about where they were on the ice. They got back in front of their net, keeping Albert from having a whole lot to work with there on that shorthanded bid. Albert, though, not satisfied with the two attempts already on the shift as he and Howell go to work here on the near wall. It comes out to Howell in front of the net, just a little bit out of his reach to get the shot away. Dumovic making sure it didn't sit in front of her for very long, playing that one off to the corner. Puck in front of the Regals bench as they have possession of it there. Moving it up ice. And now getting it across the blue line. This is going to be Alexander Thomas. Thomas tried to go from the inside to the outside, but waiting for him there was Kingston Albert on the back check, and he creates a loose puck, getting it along to a teammate. Unable to clear the zone as the Regals keep it in. Wagner now with it in the mid-slot. Backhand shot attempt taken there as that one trickles wide. This one's going to be Wagner again on it in the corner. Wagner with two teammates in front of the net. Hasek's Heroes penalty comes to a conclusion. Backhand shot is taken. Chrisman with a great save with the stick. Howell in the corner. Losing control of it there, but regaining possession of it as we have 5:40 to go in regulation. Albert shipping that one forward to himself. Now looking to step around the defender. Nice play there. Kingston Albert now winding it up across the blue line. Gets past one defender but can't maintain his balance there. Got just enough of a stick there to keep him from keeping control. And now he has it up against the boards behind the Regals net.
Yeah, great stick lift by Goello there just in time to thwart the breakaway chance for Albert.
Heroes keep it in at the blue line. Nice play to get it down low. And some room to let a shot go. It gets past the netminder as this one's going to be Hamden Elmuse getting the goal. The Heroes get on the board. Again, it's now a 5-2 game as they finally figure out how to solve this Regals goaltender. Heroes scoring to make it 5-2 with 5:06 remaining in regulation.
Yeah, Howell made a great play at the blue line to keep that, not only keep that in, but also get the puck in a prime scoring position where no mistake was made, making it 5-2. And this is what I love about youth hockey here. 5-2 game, 5 minutes left. You see the players celebrating like they scored the Stanley Cup game winner. Everyone's having a good time here.
You know, one thing that the that kids at this level love to do is to work on their celebrations. Whenever you get a chance to show one of those off, it's a great moment and a great goal there to make it 5-2. But the quick answer in the other direction from the Regals, as this time it's going to be Caleb Milewski getting the goal to make it a 6-2 game as they as Melcheski gives his own celebration here in return for the Hasek's Heroes. Sully on the other end. 6-2 game now in favor of the Regals as the good times continue to roll here from the Bud Bakewell Ice Rink.
Yeah, they certainly do like to work on their celebrations as he did a little dance with two arms up. Everyone's happy to be scoring goals here at Bud Bakewell Arena.
Back underway here as we're under 4.5 minutes to play in regulation. Puck played towards the near point, kept in there as the Regals look to get another offensive zone opportunity. Melcheski there inside the blue line. Kept in twice there. Some good play at the blue line. That was Yorks on that second exchange, making sure the puck didn't leave the zone. Shot ends up going wide, coming off the backboards. Almost a rebound opportunity there. Now the puck pinballing back and forth in the mid-slot. Finally, the Heroes finding possession. Now looking to get some speed up the far side. Player gets knocked down before getting the zone entry. Now under 4 minutes to go in the period. Heroes setting up some pressure on the far side. Good play by Yorks as he was getting knocked down. Still managed to reach out and swat that one towards the near corner. Regals change directions again and get the puck out of the zone. Now putting some neutral zone pressure, but Lazor sidesteps one player. Now another one. Has the lane up the far side, but a teammate ends up just skating in offsides on the play. So despite Ethan Lazor's good stick handling work on the far side, it ends up being an offsides play. And we'll have a face-off in front of the Regals bench with 3:33 now remaining in the third.
Yeah, good display of hands. Unfortunately, Hasek's Heroes wasn't able to stay on sides, but nonetheless, we'll get an offensive side of the ice zone draw in the neutral zone and a chance for the Heroes to make something happen.
Our broadcast this morning brought to you by Militello Realty, Western New York's premier commercial real estate broker. To buy, sell, or lease any office, industrial, retail, or investment property, trust the unparalleled knowledge and experience of Militello Realty. 856-2872 or militello.com. Regals going to work again in the offensive zone. Vaughn Redeye doing what he's done all game, stepping in from his point position confidently to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Now Redeye has to go back into the neutral zone to find possession for his teammates. Redeye banks it off the near boards, gets it to a teammate. Jackson's got a lane, looking for the third of the game. Jackson behind the defense, on the forehand, lets the shot go. Great save by Aaron Chrisman, closing those pads together to make sure it stays a 6-2 score. Great save on the breakaway as the dangerous Jackson with a chance to get his third of the game. But a save by the Hasek's Heroes netminder keeps the score the same.
Yeah, he is really a threat at all times. That was kind of a nothing play that suddenly turned into a breakaway. Jackson knows how to create opportunities for himself, but great job by Chrisman to make the big breakaway save.
Speed is a great asset to have, and it's something where, in this case, creates an opportunity seemingly out of nowhere. Chrisman making sure that that his positioning was up to the challenge of the speed that he was encountering there. We have an offsides play here for the Regals, so it's a chance for both teams to make a couple of line changes now with 2:29 remaining in regulation. 6-2 is the score in favor of the Regals. Be sure to join us again at 11:30 this morning as we will have Game 2 of our Saturday triple header on the Nickel City Hockey Network. It is the Hasek Heroes 12U squad taking on the Buffalo Regals at 11:30 this morning. Kingston Albert with a backhand pass inside the offensive zone for the Heroes. Nobody there except for a Regals defender as they get the clear, sending it back toward the Hasek Heroes end. Ethan Lazor picking up the puck there. 2:15 to go in regulation as Lazor's backhand pass goes up the far wall. Kingston Albert eventually picking that one up and getting it to a teammate as they gain the blue line. Puck up in the air, settled down by a skate as it's played towards the front of the net. Hamden Elmuth looking for his second of the period, this time on the backhand. Save is made as Victoria Dumovic continues to show why she is one of the most impactful players on the ice for the Regals. She is a big reason why her squad has a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, she has been all over the crease this morning, and she has made a big impact in this game. As I know the scoreboard shows a big blowout, but this could be a lot closer without her performance.
There's another save by Dumovic as she seems to underline our points up here in the broadcast booth. Kingston Albert letting a hard wrist shot go there from the top of the circle. Another good position save there from Dumovic, and then covering up the rebound to make sure there's no second chance opportunity for the Heroes. Puck played up the near wall. Heroes look to keep it in. Good pass there as a player finds it in the mid slot. Albert trying to run it down there on the far side, make sure it at least gets a little bit deeper into the zone. However, the Regals going to get a chance now to get the breakout going. A couple of players go to the ice behind the net as we have 1:30 to go in regulation. Pass comes back to the point. Lazor winding it up there and letting a shot go. Got a lot on that one, just couldn't quite find the cage with it. Puck now in the far corner. Casper looking to start the breakout as he carries it towards the front of his own net. Very confidently doing so there, despite the fact he was about 15 or 20 feet in front of his own netminder with a defender all over him. Heroes keeping the pressure on here in the offensive zone as we approach 1 minute to go in regulation. Puck comes back towards the point. Heroes unable to keep it in. They'll have to go back into the neutral zone to regroup before sending it back in across the blue line. This is Lazor at his own blue line. Changes being made by the Regals. Lazor looking for that passing option. Feeds that one into the offensive zone. Albert trying to get to it first. Just getting that stick swatted out of his hands, though, as he reached for it with one hand. Back through the neutral zone. Good play by Lazor in a one-on-one race there. He didn't have the lane to get to the puck first, but tied up his player enough to keep that breakaway from coming through. It almost ends up in a 3-on-0 in front of the net. However, Thomas's shot ends up just trickling wide. 18 seconds to go in regulation. Maybe time for one last rush for the Heroes. A lot of speed here up the far side. We might get one last opportunity. Heroes with the chance on the offensive end, just unable to really settle that one down and get a good shot away, and a one more save before regulation from Dumovic. Clock ticking away, the horn goes, and that will be the final buzzer of regulation. And we have a final score here from the Bud Bakewell Ice Rink. It is a 6-2 final in favor of the Regals as referee and Hasek Heroes player attending to the Hasek Heroes forward who ended up getting knocked down on that last play there, getting back to his feet, though, as all the players keep an eye on things and make sure that everybody is back in full health. Player gets back to his skates. Everybody's okay as the game comes to a conclusion. A 6-2 victory for the Buffalo Regals as they get a chance to celebrate with their goaltender now, Victoria Dumovic, getting some well-earned congratulations here from her teammates in gray as it is a 6-2 victory in favor of the Regals.
Yeah, really great back-and-forth game today. Obviously, the Regals coming out on top, but both teams should be proud of themselves for the effort they gave, the knowledge of the game they showed today, and just a great hockey game overall.
A lot to say for the play of Victoria Dumovic in net for the Regals. Also Lucas Jackson with a pair of goals on the offensive side of things. Nice debut on home ice for Kingston Albert as well for the Heroes. A good, well-played game all the way around on both sides of the rink. A 6-2 victory ends up as the final score in favor of the Buffalo Regals. A well-played game, and we look forward to our second game this morning. That one's going to come up at 11:30. It is the Buffalo Regals again facing off against your Hasek's Heroes squad. This time it is the 12U teams meeting each other. That's an 11:30 start on the Nickel City Hockey Network. Please be sure to join us for that one. That's about it for the 10U game this morning. For color commentator Tobias Bell, camera operator Destiny Cosner, my name's Aaron Elpern. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you later on today on the Nickel City Hockey Network.